Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Today's Meditation Monday. It's the opportunity for us to dive deeper inside of ourselves and renew our spirits. Meditation is a cure. Meditation is the way. Meditation opens up your own inner light, but it also brings light to the world. There's so much healing that's needed now, whether it's in a past relationship or something that happened between you and even just an associate. It doesn't even have to be a deep bonded relationship, but even an associate where something was said or done and it has left a kind of a bitter feeling inside of your heart. Or maybe we've had an experience of a loss of finances or a loss of our health. Whatever it is, there are certain emotions that we're holding on to that we're still not able to process and let it pass through us so that we can actually live openly and freely. If you've been following me for the past year, you're pretty clear that just about every one of our sessions, which are the teachings of the Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga meditation, it's all about the focusing of what you're thinking, why you're thinking it, how you're thinking, and is there a connection or a bond to the divine, to God, the supreme power. It's clear to me at least that the more I can have a deep, intimate relationship with the divine, then something inside of me starts to change. I recognize for my own self that when I'm not my best, I'm certainly not connected to God. I might be just in my own awareness of who I am, my past, my desires of the future, and the present is actually revealing to me where I'm living. I'm either going to live from my past where it's something unfulfilled, something that has left a scar in me, and that moment, that scene in my life triggered an emotion that I went back into some sort of a recording. I grabbed onto that emotion and I reacted to that situation at that particular time. And make it even more complicated is that every one of us as souls, we have a desire. We either have a desire to be happy, to be healthy, to be rich. Some people have a desire for the perfect partner. Some people have a desire to have a beautiful home, a great car. We want to look like this. We want to speak like this. We want what the other person has, but we're not curious to find out how they got it. We just want what they have. So these desires, it makes it even more complex where there's a wanting of something you don't have. But the present might actually make you recognize how unfulfilled and how frustrated you are because you're not even putting in the qualifications or the experience to guide you to fulfilling the desire. So just imagine all the things that can happen in your now. You're either pulling from an experience of your past, or you're trying to reach a tomorrow which is far away and you're not even qualifying yourself. It can become very exhausting. Right now, souls are so tired. They're tired of trying to find themselves maybe, or tired of trying to live their lives, recognizing that perhaps they're not using a method that can actually help them to appreciate life. Let's take a look at what it means to be a tired soul. There's no motivation, no creativity. You lack vision. You get frustrated, annoyed, agitated very easily. It means I just want to be left alone. I just need some time. I need some space. And I know so many of you can relate to what I've just said, that it's not that I don't like or respect or value the other person in front of me, but in reality, maybe what you really want to communicate with the person is, soul, I'm tired. I just can't right now. Or I can't anymore. And just imagine what the world would be like if we could actually speak like that to one another from that higher plane of consciousness. So let's say that we have become tired, and the tiredness of the soul just has you complaining, criticizing, competing, and the worst thing, comparing. It's interesting, isn't it? That we don't even know that if we execute those behaviors, whether they're at a thought level, a verbal level, or a physically action level, that it's a sign of exhaustion. Soul exhaustion. Do you remember those days when we were in college and maybe you were one of those naughty folks that you didn't study until the final moments to take the exam, and then you did crash course, like you did a crash study, and so for 2-3 days you were just banging your head against the wall, having way too many cups of coffee just to get by, to be ready for the test. Remember how intense that was? But it wasn't normal. But then you think about all the time that we had to digest the study, to feel it, to make it become your own, to really own it, that your 3 days before your exam, you wouldn't be stressed out. You'd be just basically reflecting and reviewing and feeling what your answers would be in the test. And what made your exam or your test paper difficult was the fear and the doubt in yourself. Am I going to do it? Can I pass it? Oh my gosh, did I study enough? Am I going to miss it? If I fail this? All of that sort of an internal conversation and dialogue with the soul, it says you're tired. It says you're tired. I remember the period, it happened, let me see. I think it was about maybe 10 years ago. And I remembered sitting in meditation, and I just could not understand why my eyes could not stay opened. And as I sat there in meditation, I was literally like against my wish, like, what is it? I can't stay awake. And I was very aware that's not normal, and I've seen too many people have made that a habit in their meditation. And I went, Jen, you can't do that. What's wrong? What's happening? The next day came around, and guess what? I did the same thing. I would sit for meditation, and somehow it would go like this, like I couldn't. No matter how much I tried, there was like a burden inside of the soul, and it had made me so tired at that particular period, but I knew that. And because I knew that, that was my saving grace. So you know what happened on the third day? As I was trying to go into that, as that little part of me was getting there, I just said, no. I know what you're up to. You're trying to make this a pattern and a behavior for me. I'm not going to have it. I want my inner world, my inner awareness to be light, bright, and alert. Why? This is the confluence age. This is the age of a great transition and transformational period where humanity will rise to its best. I want to be awake. I want to be woke. I want to be alive to see the best of humanity shine. And as we watch parts of it crumbling, and we watch what tired souls will do, whether you're in a position of leadership or you are just a regular average person living your life, going to work, paying your bills, making ends meet, just trying to survive. If you are a tired soul and you don't feel renewed or refreshed, your behavior will be such that it will contribute to what will break, what is limited, what is less than, where your fears are, your doubts, your complaints, your jealousies, your discontentments. It's tired souls who do that. So after my third day came about me, and I sat in meditation to go inside of myself, to recognize that I am an immortal, eternal, imperishable, pure, peaceful, powerful soul. That's how I start off my engine to get going to connect to God. Again, I'm a pure, powerful, peaceful, immortal, eternal, imperishable soul. And from that place, you then say, I'm opened to experiencing you, Baba, experiencing you, God, the energy of light, the energy of peace, the energy of purity. So as you focus on the energy of light within you, imagine for a while, what does it feel like to be at peace with yourself once again? To be opened to accepting that you are worthy enough to receive God's vibration of peace, which is like the ocean of peace flowing and flooding through your consciousness, through your being. As a living soul, a sparkling, radiant light, I shine bright the more I stay positive and pure-hearted and clean. My connection to God, the divine, is my saving grace. My connection to the Supreme renews my spirit. My connection to God's light awakens my potential and capacity. My love affair with God protects me from being deceived. My closeness to the energy of God's light becomes a protection at a soul level. And more than anything else, my deep connection to God in silence rejuvenates me, renews me, and enlightens me. So let's hold this moment and keep feeling the energy of God's light, feeling it to be an ocean of peace flooding through your consciousness and cleaning out every corner of your mind. Allowing that light filled with peace and love to renew your spirit. Allowing that light to gently fall where it needs to fall in your being. And offer you insight into what needs transformation and what needs amplification. God's light is pure, peaceful, gentle, constant, loving, truthful. And in my moment here, to allow that to bless me, awaken me, empower me. Just imagine that it's you, the soul, the immortal, eternal, imperishable being of light that's being served by the Supreme, by God, your mother and father, your bestower of blessings. Let's take a moment and hold the silence together as we renew our souls. All right. So as we continue to, sort out our journey and continue to elevate it bit by bit, I'd like to really invite you to accept that every day you serve the soul at a level of incorporating God's light and might into your consciousness, that a day will come and you will wake up feeling brighter than 1,000 suns, if you don't already. You see, life has its twists and turns, and it's all intentional, scripted by the drama of life. You have to go through twists and turns. We all have to go through twists and turns. Why? Because the nature of the soul is to be so, the word's not lazy, but to become too comfortable with what you're used to doing. And why renewal of the soul is so important, and I feel renewal is connected to your power of creativity and your ability to be open and honest and close to God. Why I think it's so important is that that's why we're here. We're here to be renewed. We're here to be reminded of the beautiful things in life. And there are going to be moments that I don't feel so great. And that might be a catalyst to actually thrust you forward to recognize just how wonderful life really is for you. Sometimes it goes like that. Sometimes it gets pretty low vibrational. Sometimes the body consciousness becomes so natural that we don't even know that we're actually not living fully until we see a sample of light, until we see a sample of a soul-conscious being living life fully and beautifully. Then you find yourself, you get inspired, you get activated. I remember that young girl, Amanda Gorman, who spoke that poem for the presidential inauguration for President Joe Biden a while back. And after she did what she did, and she just spoke with such confidence and eloquence, the whole world woke up to Amanda Gorman, and the next day her whole life changed. Was she preparing for it? What was she investing in? In her interviews, she says, I just value every word that I speak. Each word has significance to me, and I don't use them lightly. What if each thought was so significant to you that you just don't use them lightly? And your every thought has purpose and meaning. Wouldn't that be a great vision or aim to push forward in? I think so. So when we are in the stage or the form of renewal, and we need to renew the soul, the first place you step is behind your eye. You just go behind your eyes and you wait until you can feel the presence and the essence of your spirit. And when you start to experience the soul behind your eyes becoming more awakened, then you say, I'm an immortal, eternal, imperishable, pure, peaceful, powerful, and you can even say happy soul. And I want to sit with God. I want to sit with Baba. I wish to reconnect to the source of where I get those qualities from. And I'm ready to amplify them. Renewal will happen each time you amplify your qualities. When your virtues and your values and your qualities keep increasing, you're renewing your spirit. It's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. So let's take another moment of reflection and think about these thoughts that I've just shared. And how ready are you to renew your spirit and to feel your light shining, feeling God's love flowing through you, watching God's love making magical things happen, making the impossible possible. How much of you are willing to be that fresh energy that God's light can work through you? Are you willing to be open for that? Being renewed means you can go longer. You know, when they ask you to renew your subscription, you still get the benefits of life, right? Or the benefits of that program or product. So each time you renew your soul by going into meditation, connecting to the self and then connecting to God, you're not only renewing your own life's subscription, but you're renewing your spirit in such a way that it keeps thriving and it keeps inspiring. It keeps elevating because you're renewed and refreshed. When you're tired, it's a different story. So I hope that whatever I have shared today has touched someone out there. I know that for me, it just made me think a lot today. You know, we're relocating to Om Shanti village, and a lot of the things are getting packed. And the angels yesterday packed so well that they actually left no food in the house to cook or to eat. And so this morning, I didn't even have breakfast, and when I went to Om Shanti village, because I had a 12 o'clock meeting, I just happened to be looking around in bags at the house, and I found a bag of popcorn, I found some nuts, I found some Kisses chocolate, and we had a smorgasbord like that for my breakfast and lunch, around a cup of amazing tea that was made by the consummate host of Wei and Wen there. And so when I got in this afternoon, then I finally was able to find some vegetables and food and cook that up. I think that if my spirit was tired, I couldn't do it. I would have no enthusiasm. I wouldn't even have any enthusiasm to come downstairs in the studio and join you. My spirit would be tired. And my tired spirit would say, I can't, I don't want to. Look what happened to me today. This is what happened, da, 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 da. But when your spirit is renewed, guess what? You always make it happen, and without a complaint. I mean, things can always get better, there's no doubt. But you know what? I'm beginning to recognize we're in such a wave right now. There's nothing you can do to try to control it. It's got its own speed, moving everybody forward. So, thank you so much for joining us on our next normal. And I don't know if we have a picture of Daddy Janki's stamp, but yesterday in Delhi, the wonderful inauguration of Daddy Janki's 5 rupee stamp. Daddy Janki is our spiritual mentor here, who passed away on March 27th of 2020. And so the President of India, along with Brother Brij Mohan, Sister Asha, Sister Shivani, Brother Mrityunjaya, Mr. Venkateshalam, who was also there, who I was privileged to have served here many years ago when he visited Washington, D.C., all shared such a beautiful message, not only of Daddy Janki's life, but of the life of all the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris around the world. I was so moved by their testimony of the commitment, the dedication, the service, the sacrifice, and the unifying energy of the BK world. And I sat there watching it today, and however I could tune in. It was about 7:30 in the morning before I had to do my 9:30 meeting. But I just kind of took into it and I went, what a fortune to have been called into this path and into this energy of consciousness. And how humbled am I to be in service. And so for that, I thank all of you out there who chime in regularly to say Om Shanti to us and to join our world. Know that we wish you the utmost best of everything for you. And may your life be one that's connected to the divine. And may everything just work out well for you. And here is the stamp that was inaugurated yesterday in Delhi in honor of Dadi Janki and her incredible life of 104 years of giving, of being, of loving God, of elevating the lives of everyone that she met. She left no one behind. She didn't care what you were like. She just saw your potential. And if you spoke to every one of us that have been impacted by Dadi Janki, what you hear, a reoccurring echo is, she only saw your potential. Imagine having a person looking at you only with your potential. That's an element of renewal. So thank you all so very much, and stay light and stay cool, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and lots of love. Om Shanti. Start your day off with a smile. The Brahma Kumaris meditation museums are still closed due to the pandemic. And since the lockdown, we have enjoyed meeting you on YouTube and Facebook. The Next Normal with Sister Jenna has been our way of staying connected. The show offers answers to everyday life challenges, meditations, conversations with guests, and moments of laughter. It is your pause to reconnect, elevate, and understand better your purpose for being here. Monday meditations will take you into deep stillness, away from the noise, with a special feature titled Drishti, seeing into the being. The rest of the days will offer you food for thought, and Positive Fridays will inspire you and leave you wanting more. Thank you all for the support that you have given us over the years, and we wish you and your loved ones health, wealth, and happiness. Remember to subscribe and click the bell button to stay connected. All the very best once again, and we hope to see you soon.